I'd be remiss if we didn't ask him about Kevin going to TV also. Like,
Yeah,
are you interested in this?
absolutely.
I am curious on when Kevin would have started expressing interest in TV. We know he's good at it. We know he's been in the booth plenty of times, and I think that it was probably, not even a secret that Kevin had a career in TV if he so wanted to go that route, right?
Yeah.
So, I'm curious on whatever you're willing to tell us from when he wanted to start, exploring those avenues and all the way up into his deal with Fox. How involved were you with that?
It was Kevin's idea. It was Kevin everything. So, like I told you in the beginning, Kevin is very hands-on with his sponsors. So, he talked to Eric Shanks and Jacob many, many, many years ago at Daytona and said, hey, I want to call one of these truck races or Xfinity races one time. So they were like, okay, let's do it. So fast forward, I want to say only a couple months. I want to say we did like the Bristol truck race in the beginning of the year, that year. And he liked it. And then it was like, hey, you want to do more? And we started doing more. But then we started looking at a lot of them. And a lot of them, as soon as you were done with the old school way of practice, you qualify. Or you qualify on Friday, you practice on Saturday, and then there'd be team meetings, but you'd have to go right to the TV booth. You know what I mean? So there wasn't a lot of time, and Kevin was so focused on racing that he was like, hey, I'll do a couple of these a year, 2 or 3 of these a year, 4 of these a year. So we did a couple truck races, a couple of those, and he really liked it. And then he looked at doing it full time at the end of 21, okay? Because he re-signed for a couple more years. He looked at going full time, but he wasn't ready to step out of that car yet. He had just won 9 races the year before. It was fun. It was still fun, and he was doing it. We were loving it. We were loving every second of it because when you win on Sunday, it is easy to sell on Monday.
And he told us that he knew the new car was coming,
Yep.
and he wanted to drive that new car.
He wanted to have the new car because he wanted to be able to go to the TV booth and be someone that said I drove talk about driving the car. So
important.
Yeah, so important. So this was his idea, and him and Fred, and they all sat down as a group and said, hey, we're going to do this at the end of 23. I'm going to hang it up. And of course, me and Kevin will still tell you this. I'm like, you sure you don't want to keep racing? You want to race Keelan in a truck race in a couple years and try to do the father-son deal? And I mean, Delana still gets on me every once in a while. I'll send her a text and be like when we won last year at Michigan, I'm like, dude, he's got it. Let's keep rolling. And this year, I mean, Phoenix, he had an 8-second lead with 8 laps to go, and the caution came out, and he had a bunch of chances this year, and he was top 5 in points basically all year long. And I'm like, you sure? You sure? But it was his time. I mean, he's done. You ask him, he's done everything he wanted to do in the sport. He is ready to go to the TV booth. He's ready to have time off to watch Keelan race. Keelan is at the point of his career right now where he's still doing the legend stuff, but he can be in a late model at 12 and just test him. And so Kevin is ready. I mean, he's built KHI. I give him and Glenn a lot of credit. They built KHI to where it is today, and it can run on its own without Kevin racing.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good. He's got this late model program that he's building for the family and the kids and all that and different. That's growing. His foundation's going, and he's got the TV. And as you know, at Dale, I mean, TV's half a year. So when the first half season's over, he can go be dad and go to all the races. So I've been with him 20 years. It's going to be tough watching him walk away here in Phoenix, but you guys did it with Dale, and Dale runs part-time still. I think Kevin's going to get in that late model and have a lot of fun. But, yeah, he's ready. He's excited, and I'm happy for him.
So that made me think of a question when you said that it was Kevin's idea and how involved he in. I think that we could all say, I mean, most everything we do is Dale's idea too, right? So does he ever bring you an idea that you go, I'm just not so sure how that's going to work, right? Or do you just roll with it?
a lot. But the cool part is when there's ideas like that, I ask him, did you tell that to Delana?
Yeah, okay.
Because Delana, what I love about Delana is we call her the dream killer. So like if we have an idea we know we need to get shot down and we don't think it's a good idea, we bring it up to her. And she'd be like, that's terrible. Thank you. And like stuff like that. So she is our voice of reason for that kind of stuff. But I mean, it's not a lot. No. It's not a lot. But every blue moon, he'll be like, you guys want to do this?
I just find myself sometimes in that position with Dale. Like, I don't want to be the dream killer, but I want to talk about the pros and cons. Like, I'm not trying to talk you out of it, but I want you to understand it does sound very exciting for these reasons, but did we think about this, right? Yeah. And I think there's a lot we're in that position.
But with the Cars Tour, but buying the Cars Tour with those guys has come with other avenues to buy other stuff and some other stuff. And I'm just like
let's do this first.
Yeah, let's just stick with this.
Let's be good at something before we go.
Yeah, let's just wait. So, but honestly, he is very smart on the business savvy side of it, so he gets it. But every blue moon, I mean, he shoots me down a lot. I mean, I have an idea. I'm like, what about this? The answers to all your questions are no. and I'll even call him on like a Tuesday afternoon about something random, and he'll answer the phone. The answer's no. And I'm like, dude, so he gets it. But we have a lot of fun. The KHI group is a lot of fun. As you saw, we've been together forever. So we really enjoy that.
All right, last thing. Who did the content for the retirement?
Jess at Stewart Haas Racing.
What fantastic content.
She is
I have so enjoyed that.
Amazing.
Yes.
You know what's funny is Kevin, when we sat down, we brought our whole team together, and Kevin brought everybody in the office, and we sat there and we said, all right. And that was the place where he told the other ones that he was retiring. We all knew it was coming, but we told all of them, and Kevin said, what I want to do is I want to come up with a game plan of special gloves, special steering wheels. I want to give steering wheels away. I want to do special helmets. Like, he was so organized, and this thing has gone perfect to date with 5 races to go. But he has done everything the right way. But what we wanted to do, we started talking to these agencies, other groups outside of us that could help us with this retirement tour, these videos, all this stuff. And we gave SHR a heads up that we were doing this. And this lady named Jess Smith, she kind of raised her hand. And I was like, hey, what's up? And she's like, give us a shot.
Yeah.
And we were like, what? Give Stewart Haas a chance to do this right. And she came from the Yankees. So, and I don't know if she was there during Jeter's retirement time, but she came from the Yankees, and she's at Stewart Haas. And she's like, give me a week to build something. So we gave her a week. We came back to SHR, and she's like, here's what I want to do. This, I want Kevin to handwrite this letter with his voiceover, where he cried, and he was just like, hang. But she did that one, and then, I mean, she's done. She made all the crew guys the other day pick up the phone and act like you're leaving a message for Kevin. What would you say to him? Yeah. So those are the ideas that she comes up with. So she has done this. Her and her team. It's a
really
team.
Good.
But like the video that we have coming out that Kevin hasn't seen yet to end it is like, holy cow. Like, she is that good at what she does. So Kevin will tell people. It's Jess at Stewart Haas Racing and her team. Her team is incredible. But every video we hear that from people.
Yeah, I've really
people that don't even watch racing send us texts and says that video is incredible.
Listen, all of us in the content game, we may not have favorite race car drivers, but we have favorite content people, and that's just because we're all nerds when it comes down to it. Jess is one of my all-time favorites, and I didn't even know her until recently. I had never met her. I was a fan of her long before I met her. I met her because of that series that Forever a Prankster, Kevin Harvick, Forever a Prankster.
You were on it.
Yeah. I was on it, and a lot of it was about you, Josh.
Yeah, that was the old me. That was the old
you. And
before kids.
No. I mean, I guess the point I wanted to make on that was that it reminded me a lot of the things a lot of the fun we used to have, right? But at the same time, a lot of people know you as that guy, as the mother function guy, as all that stuff. But the fact of the matter is that you, like, I hope me and Kelly and everybody else, like, when we've built up businesses around these guys, and they rely a lot on us on these businesses, right? We run these companies, and so the Forever a Prankster thing sort of, I had a bit of a mixed emotion about it. One was, boy, did we have some fun back in the day. But two, this isn't exactly what Josh brings to the table. He's not the punching bag here, much in the same way as I'm not the JRM 360 guy. You are kind of the field goal kicker still, Josh, just so you know. But the fact of the matter is that, like, there was a lot more, and I'm glad that you accepted our offer to come on this, because I want people to know what Josh Jones is all about. And sure, there's been the fun, and we've done that. We've had it, and we've shared that a lot with fans. But the fact of the matter is that Kevin, man, imagining him without you and without Delana, without Fred, my goodness, and SHR without Jess, and obviously, there's a lot of important, awesome, talented people in positions that have helped these guys along the way.
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah.
But that was a good way to say it. That was good. But yeah, we've been around for a long time, just like you guys have as well. I mean,
Kevin, it sounds like you got, with 12 clients, you're going to be around for a while.
For a while. We are, and with the retirement of Kevin, I told Fred the other day, I was like, you can't walk away either, buddy. We're all in this together. So,
Right.
And it's going to be fun. And Kevin's going to be more hands-on. So I'm actually looking forward to the next chapter, not only TV, but having Kevin be involved in all stuff and Delana having more time and watching Keelan. The one thing I want to say about this sport, we were talking about this youth movement earlier, the kids, your kids, Kevin's kids, the Bush's kids, Larson's kids,
Cash Boyer.
Yep. I mean, literally in 10 years from now, we could have a truck race with like
with the same names,
with like 15 of the same name. Because back in Elliott,
that's crazy.
Burton, stuff like that,
Yeah.
Blaney, there was 3 or 4 of them. I mean, there literally could be. I mean, Ryan Priest's kid's going to be there. I can promise you that.
Field,
the whole field is going to have. I mean, just get used to it, because I'm telling you, I'm going to say it on this show right now. In 2037, half the field could be kids of former parents that we worked with or been with.